Okay. Well, welcome. If anybody's here, if anybody's watching, that's great. I am going to take this out of the way. This is such a great looking board. Anyway, that is not why we're here today. Well, welcome. If anybody's here, and that's great. Why we are here today is this. Thanks. I love the little cat mat. We just put it in earlier today. Okay. Stay. All right. How's it going? There's an echo. Uh-oh. Is there an echo just for the music? Yeah, I think there's an echo for the music. Oh, okay. Well, let me know. I can do stuff. Do things. That is getting ahead of ourselves. So, yes, what we're looking at today is the Split65, which is a... as you can see, it's a 65% mechanical keyboard that has the unique ability yes, that would have been because I also stream to YouTube at the same time, and if I don't mute that stream, it plays through the speaker. So. But this has the unique ability that it actually splits into a split keyboard, or you can join it back up. This is very similar to the lock-free keyboard that I looked into recently that did the tint. This one doesn't do a tint though, but it does have a better angle. So let's take a look. This was sent to me by Epomaker for the purposes of reviewing, but obviously they have no say in what I'm going to do. So let's take a look. We'll come back to the keyboard, but we'll look at the accessories first. Looks like there's two boxes. Look at y'all. Both of y'all are here now. How are y'all doing today? So this is a braided A to C cable, and that is all that is in box A, and we'll put that back in box A because we will not be using it for this unless I need to, but that looks like a pretty stock cable. I don't think I'm going to. Actually, put it back. And box B has this is a tri-mode, so we have an Epomaker branded dongle. These are the switches that are installed. These are the Epomaker Flamingo switches. They're pretty good. Linear, all polycarbonate housing with a palm stem box switch with a bit of a light diffuser on it, but I mean the whole thing is kind of clear, so we'll take a look at that more once we get in it. There you go. And yeah, it comes with 3 spares in case anything's gone wrong with the switches as installed, which I love to see. Not everybody does that, but it's always welcome when they do. And then this is the cable for connecting the two halves and a single keycap and switch puller. So we're going to need this. The rest of the stuff can go back because we're definitely not using that. Let me test the wireless. We'll leave that out. And yeah, we'll leave that out. So more than likely, I am going to end up rebuilding this with, you guessed it, HMX first encounter switches. Kind of a interesting keyboard thing. Oh, and it comes in 2 separate bags. Something explaining how to not put in switches with bent pins, which you should not do. It is a manual in several different languages. Looks like it's like 3 pages. It probably has the different specs and function combinations. This should be QMK via compatible, more than likely, since it's Epomaker. That means that there will be a JSON file installed, or to install. I don't remember if I actually went and grabbed that JSON file, but we will if we need to, or when we need to. So yeah, it is magnetic, so it wants to be together, which is different than the lock-free, which did not and was just friction fit together. So this is kind of neat. I'm kind of digging it so far. I don't know what y'all's thoughts are, but get this out of the way. There. And here is the keyboard. So it's a 65%, like I said. I'm hoping that means there is no more than 67 keys. Yes, magnets are magic and are better. You can see the switches through here, as well as the stabilizers, which you can tell are plate mount. They're magic. That's what I just said. They are magic. And then let's take a look. So up here we have our connector. And if you have it to, I mean, this actually uses pictures. So if you have it to that side, it's the 2.4 gigahertz dongle. Here, let's 2.4 gigahertz dongle. If you have it on the opposite side, it's Bluetooth. If you have it in the middle, that's the wired connection. I'm not sure how I feel about this silver sticker around it, but interestingly enough, while the top case is plastic, the bottom actually feels like it's made of metal. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get into this. I guess we'll take it apart and find out. But right, magic magnets are a wish that your heart makes. And so we'll connect this to this, and this to this, and so now I'm not sure, and it might be something we take a look at, but oh, that's nice. That's a good glow. Definitely contributed to by the clear nature of the flamingo switches, but Yeah, that's a nice glow. It's got going on there. As you can see, there is a knob for volume. Everybody loves knobs. Playing with them, turning them, whatever. We are going to go ahead and do a quick sound test. This is the stock Epomaker 65 with the flamingo switches. And then we'll look at the keycaps. Okay, that is the stock setup. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. It's a little hollow, but we'll see what we can do about that. Which, is there anything that we can do about that? Let's go ahead and pull off keycaps. So the keycaps are a die sub PBT keycap. And at about 1.4 millimeters. Let's try it from the bottom. Yeah, 1.4 millimeters. Which is pretty good. They're not fantastic, but certainly they are serviceable. Plug them from each other. Let's go ahead and you can see the switches in there. Believe it is connected to a polycarbonate plate. Before we go do that, let's go look at some specs for this guy. Put it all back together. So I guess the first question I have, so the right side does not work without this cable, so it's not fully wireless. So that's important to know. Hey, Red Cubed. It depends on what I can do with it. I might try to do some modding. I have to open it up and find out what how accessible the internals are, because right now all I can see is that I don't know that I want to remove the feet if they are adhesive. Magnet's not magneting enough. But we'll see what we can do as far as mods go. I have tape for a tape mod. I have been known to do force breaks. And then on the last keyboard I looked at, which was the Red Dragon keyboard, I ended up having to do a Band-Aid mod on the stabs because their plate fitment wasn't very good. So that being said, let's get some specs up in this. Oh, here, let me bring you in. Let's bring y'all up in this. Okay. Okay, so here's the Epomaker Split65. As I said, you can get it with either the Flamingo switches or the Wisteria linear switches. The Wisteria linear switches is actually probably my preference because that's going to be an all palm switch. I actually have some Wisteria switches, and they're good. The Flamingo switches aren't bad. They're not my necessary cup of tea. They're a little rattly. A little bit of spring ping going on. So south-facing RGB, which we already saw. In-key rollover. Everybody's got that nowadays. That is not a feature anymore. Don't get the Zebra switch bundles. The Flamingo or the Wisteria switches are at least as good as the Zebra switches. So the keyboard weight is 0.8 kilograms, and in America, that would be let's find out. Oh, come on. 1.8 pounds. So it's light. It's a light keyboard. The typing angle, which is, again, it's much better than the lock-free was, but the lock-free featured the tenting, which obviously this one doesn't have. There is no alternate option. And if you see the actual the back of the keyboard, not aluminum but iron, spray coated iron. Who does that? That's weird. It does not support PCB stabilizers, so that's lame. It's got a 1.6 millimeter PCB, FR4 plate. So, oh no, FR4 PCB. What is the plate? Did I miss that? Yes, PC. So yeah, it is a PC plate. No flex cuts, which people will probably enjoy. Bit of a chunky bezel in comparison to some of my other keyboards. Not so much in comparison to some of my others. So it's kind of middle of the road. Ones that are, though, are more design. It has a 1000 hertz polling rate. So it's okay for gaming. And 125 hertz for Bluetooth polling. That is pretty standard for pretty much any keyboard of the past couple years. This 1000 and a 125 hertz. You don't really want to game on a 125 hertz polling rate if you're playing any type of first-person shooter. Just fly. And 3 millisecond USB latency. That kind of screams that's what you actually want to be using if you're going to be doing this. So, that being said, let's go ahead and take this thing apart and see what we're looking at here. So, cables, first things first, knob. Knob is made of aluminum or iron, who knows. Where did I just put it? Oh, it's right there. So let's see if the internals have accessibility in a hidden screw, which is what I want, because I do not want to remove those feet. If I have to remove the feet, I might not do it. I might just go with the rebuild unless there is a high demand for me to remove feet. The reason why I don't want to remove the feet is because there are no extra feet. So if by taking off the feet they lose their stickiness, for me to be able to do a tape mod, I don't know that it's worth it. We're actually going to go with something a little fun today for the, like I already said, the switches I'm going to use are going to be the HMX Finicky's Chew First Encounter. Such a mouthful. Switches, which are a 42 gram actuation. Oh, hey, got that prep right here. 42 gram actuation. PA66 housing with a palm stem. They are one of my favorite switches right now, and they work in most situations. On top of that, we're just going to go with GMK Redline. That's right. Put GMK on this thing. I'm going to put a keycap set that costs twice as much as this keyboard retails for, which I don't know if you noticed that. But that cost for this keyboard right now through their website, oh well, no, it's not twice as much, but it's the same cost. I don't know, man. I don't really do calm all that much. It retails for $119. Currently, you can get it through their website for $101.99. There is an off switch under the shift key, which is nice. I think it's funny that the switch for on and off. Oh, I wonder. We'll test that. Well, OmniType just had a big sale. That's where I got the Redline from. I paid $50 for it. So. It was a great deal. Okay, let's take a look here. There is no option to take this bad boy apart, which means that the option to take it apart is under the feet. Let's see here. I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna, just to see. Is it? Oh, it's absolutely stuck on there. Yeah, so it uses adhesive feet. The screws are underneath the adhesive feet. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna pull off the rest of the switches. I have exactly 67. If you have the opportunity and you like a good switch puller, I mean, it depends on what you want. I mean, I'm gonna put I have a few GMK sets that I've gotten over the past couple years when they've gone on sale. But to be honest, I prefer die sub PBT sets overall. Oh, come on. Come on. So, yeah, that switch doesn't want to come out because of the... Let me show you what I'm dealing with here. See, right? This plastic edge is right up against the switch, and I can't get even my super thin titanium hooks into it. So I'm trying to get around it. Maybe if I come in like this. There we go. All right, I'm in. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I like clone sets. Again, I like clone sets also partially because they are usually die sub PBT or at least double shot PBT. And then Osume keycap sets are fantastic, and I love them. I could go with Osume keycap sets all day. The swag keys and the nice PBT keycap sets are fantastic. I don't know if you saw the pictures I've been posting around yesterday of swag keys Levian Rose. Is this going to be the same thing? It is. Let's see if we can get it in there. Come on. Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna have to do that a few more times. I might just go down this line real quick. This one's fine. This one is fine. These two are not going to be fine. That was easy enough. Let's see about this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't really mix and match my keycap sets. Which is funny because I have a lot of keycap sets, so I would be able to do that, but I generally go for single color themes. I sometimes don't even use the accents. I think the ones that I have right behind me are all using accents. That's lame. Do I have snips up here? I don't think that's gonna work. So this thing supports another, yeah, because it supports step caps, but the plate extends over the socket. Why would you do that? How do I want to do this? Because I'm gonna do it. Step cap supremacy. I'm not actually going to put y'all on a wave, but I'll be right back. I gotta see. I think it's up here. All right, so Let's see here. Come on, don't get stuck. My cat hates the sound. Let's see, is that good enough? Can I get it? Can I go deep enough? I may not have gone deep enough. We'll do more. All right, so what I'm doing is that, so this is your caps lock, right? You can, on a lot of keyboards, have either your regular caps, which is a single key, or the step caps. If you know what that is, it's where it's like taller and then it gets shorter. This has a socket for both, but it's blocking, the plate is actually blocking the socket. So I'm cutting down the plate so that I can put the switch in. Too much. Okay. Was a little extra piece. Well, Radcubed, you asked for modding. You got it. All right. That should be good. All right. Let's see. Does that work? Haha! Victory's mine. Okay. That's actually a really good fit. Now I've gotten stuff all over the brand new mat. That is par for the course. Take the rest of these switches out. So if anybody from Epomaker happens to see this, yeah, don't do that. Don't deny me my step caps, yo. Or I'll learn you. Oh, let's blind everybody real quick. I want to see something. Since I was thinking about it. Go Bluetooth here. That lights up. Come on. You can do it. You can't do it. I'll need to learn what that's for. Because I want to say that this should power this side, or allow it to be powered, so that we can run it true wireless, which would be better. So how excited are you about that Athena keyboard, Radcube? I know I am. Can't wait to look at it. Normally I would do my corners first. It doesn't matter because it's attached. The PC plate is attached to the PCB by these secure points here, 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 and there's one under here that you can't see. So I don't have to worry about the plate and the PCB becoming separated like you do if you're doing just a straight up plate mounted friction fit. There is gaskets, but as you can see, there's not terribly a whole lot of flex. It is just such a lovely design, though. Like, ooh, yeah. Oh, did you see mine? My first real green board? I had it at the beginning of the stream, but this is my Agar by KBD Fans. I just love showing this board off because it's so pretty. Little sea motif with the little boat on the bottom. It's so nice. That is the Agar, which I love, and is my only keyboard. No, one of two keyboards. Yeah, dark green, dark purple, dark blue, and burgundy. Oh my god. Just dark colors. I think pastels are for suckers. Give me a navy any day of the week. Give me a dark purple, like a puce. For those of you who know what puce is, it's a shade of purple. It's kind of a purplish red. Yeah, like that green, the pine, or like a hunter green is so awesome. Burgundy, you cannot lose the switch. I don't have extras. At least I don't think I do. As a matter of fact, I may be one switch short, in which case the escape key gets some special little key. And I know exactly what that key is going to be. Or switch. So it's hard to say whether or not the RGB is going to benefit more from the milky switches over a clear switch. In my opinion, and this is an experiment that is nice to see today, but milky switches grab light and broadcast it, whereas clear switches just let the light through. So I think you get a better disbursement of light with milky housings, and you could potentially get brighter light with clear switches. This is a theory. I don't know if that's the case. We're gonna find out. And we'll find out together. So I'm going with spooky lo-fi today for music. What do y'all think? Instead of the usual tavern fantasy music. Yeah, well, I know y'all do. Let's see, let's do some maths here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we will be one short. So our escape key today will be played by the role of an HMX Hyacinth V2U. Which I happen to have right here. Look at that. Just the one little key. And then we have our, come here, GMK Redline. Ooh, while I'm thinking about it, because I can, well, we'll deal with this first. By the way, GMK Redline never wants to stay in its little things. I've organized this twice already. We are going to go with the red escape and inner keys, because I think that's going to be... Y'all will see those in a little bit. So this is, again, this is the Omni-type base set. So the red line base set, as opposed to most of the other ones that I would be willing to get, does not come with a numpad setup. So I bought it for 65%, and hopefully they work for that. Like in this case, we'll find out. How are y'all enjoying the stream so far today? Hope hope I'm entertaining enough. I try. Here comes my step caps. Take that. I don't know how the weather is wherever you're at, but I hope y'all are staying cool. I know there's a lot of heat going on. Staying dry, because I know there's a lot of rain going on. Oh. Oh, heck no. Team bars. We went over this last time. Bars versus scoops. I am team bars. Happy of it. Is not gonna work? Oh no! I don't have space bars. Gosh. Oh, this set, being limited, does not have the small space bars I need. Time to pivot. Red line. Out. I mean... collect. If I could get Team Nipple going, I would. I don't have any. All right. All right. Pivot. I could mix and match some keycaps in here and put some other space bars. I don't know that I have any in this gray. All right, we'll do it. 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 I am gonna have to run downstairs in a second and grab. Yes. Yes, we can do it. We can do it. I believe. I gotta believe! Kick. Punch. It's all in the mind. That's it. Is that really right? If you want a lesson, get a lesson from teacher. This is turning out to be a much more interesting setup than I originally anticipated. Up, page down, end is accurate. We're gonna leave you off, but we're taking you out. F and J. Our fun key, because everybody needs a little fun. Nope, not big enough. Okay, just check it. It is a split board. Yeah, it actually separates like that. Oh, before I close it up, because I have the official Redline sticker that goes with it. Look at that. It's almost like an Asume set. I've actually been collecting the different GMK stickers to go in sets if I ever get the sets. I have a few. It's fun. Let's go. Let's go! I don't even need to get up. Because look, I have GMK Nightshade right here. I wonder if GMK Nightshade has the keys I need. It does not. Never mind. Okay. In that case, I will be right back. Don't y'all go nowhere. We'll be finishing this baby up in no time. Thank you. I do that a lot. I got Redline on that sale. The Nightshade I got off of eBay. And yeah, so I got that off of eBay instead. And it was the base set plus novelties for $65 plus $10 shipping. But they did not send me the novelties. Hey, look. That's... You can't even tell. I just need to remember that they came out of Metropolis now. when I go to put them back. Yeah, they didn't send me the novelties, but they were supposed to. So I took a video because somebody on Keybroke had gotten theirs before mine arrived, and so I took a video of me opening the package without the novelties, and then I reached out to them and said, "Hey, you didn't see my novelties," and they're like, "Oh, what are you missing?" I'm like, "The novelties, like the whole set." And they're like, "Do you have proof?" "I'll trust you. I just want to know if you have proof." I'm like, "Yeah, you want to know if I have proof so that you can mess me over. But I do have proof, and so you will go ahead and send it to me." And they're like, "Yeah, we'll go ahead and send it to you on Monday." So we'll see if it shows up. If it doesn't, then I am going to go back to eBay, and I'm going to ask for the cost of the novelty set to be returned to me, which would be $38. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. If I paid $30 for a GMK Nightshade set, I will be fine with that. Sorry, I'm reading to find out if I can switch this to have... Oh, no, that is not what that's for. Yes, you need the cable between the two of them, which is less good, but I mean, it's fine. So, we will put this on here. We will put our knob back. Back on here. Yeah, it should go like this. There we go. Okay. We'll put our cables back in. He did not refund me already. He's actually says that he's going to be sending out the novelty set on Monday. All right, what do y'all think? Let's get some glow. How's it gonna look? Awesome. That looks good. Yeah. You see how, I don't know if anybody was watching at the beginning of the stream when I first plugged this in, but you see how the overall glow is still just as bright, but looks overall smoother. And I think that's really the milky switches as opposed to the clear housing switches. That is the difference. Except for this corner. So I'm going to actually disconnect this and we'll do a quick sound test now that we have built out the keyboard. And this is the Epomaker Split65 with the HMX Finicky's Chew First Encounter switches, basically the HMX RAWs. And GMK Redline. Oh, I was going to pause the music. I mean, that sounds great. I don't mind that I can't get into the case as much. Replacing the switches, I think, really brought this up. And let's see, while we're doing this, we're going to go right here. The JSON file. So like I previously mentioned, it is QMK via compatible. Epomaker never registers their things yet. We've been pushing, and they've said that they're going to, but they definitely have not yet done this. Can I just search? Oh yeah, okay. This is the split 65. JSON, download, save. So here we are. So in order to use the JSON file, you go to the Settings tab, turn on the Design tab, go to Design, confirm, load your JSON file, which is this one, and then boom, you'll see it down here. It should change this layout. Now you can jump over to Configure, Authorize, choose your keyboard, and you are in. And so here is what we have. I am not doing it this way. We're doing page up, page down, and end. That's layer 1. This takes us to layer 2, which is what I want. I don't really need to do that. Oh, we'll just go to lighting. Gonna make it kind of fire, which I kind of am digging. And now for the actual, let's go ahead and the actual reason why this is here. All right, so we have the split. So now you can type on both sides. You can angle it to make it better for you, depending on how you set. So, you know, if you like it like this, and let's see, like that. This would be kind of how I would do it if I were doing it as the split. I'm going to do a sound test, but I'm not going to do a full sound test. So I'm not going to pause the music. I am not super good at using this yet, so it would be, yep, not good at this at all. And you know, you get used to it. I was using the other one pretty well after like maybe an hour. But it has to do with the fact that I'm not a touch typist. So I'm constantly looking at the keys. So if they are not in this configuration, I'm like, oh my God, where is everything? And so I have to relook at it. I think this is actually tougher than me typing on Colmac, to be honest. But overall, the keyboard is nice. I'm not sure what the design choice of putting the iron bottom and plastic sides on this thing. Also, denying me my step caps, as is my divine right. Oh, hey, that reminds me. Let me go look at that in the... Yep, it works. So, that'll learn you, Epomaker, for trying to deny me my step caps, and I will not be denied. And so, yeah. Cool. That is this keyboard. Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to know about it? Is there anything we want to change about it? Do y'all like the sound of this? How about like that? I mean, that's better. I could put it like this. I mean, the case could be better. I would say that this is priced probably about $30 over where it should be. I would say that in the $89 range, this would be perhaps a more compelling keyboard. If you like this, there's not a whole lot in this budget range that does the split. It retails for $119. It is currently on sale for $109. So I would say probably it's, you know, $30 overpriced. If it were like $89, it would be much better. When you have the keys in it that have the milky, I mean that glow just kind of hits a little bit even better than if you were to have the flamingos. Now the flamingos are an in-house switch for Epomaker, which is why they would go with them. The Wisteria switches are opaque and therefore wouldn't even do this, or definitely wouldn't do this, but wouldn't do that. But yeah, $120 for the keyboard. But I mean, when you think about the QK Duo, and you know, I mean, granted, they're like almost completely separate beasts, but the QK Duo is like $300. But obviously it has so much more This is technically, well, I ended up getting rid of the lock free because it hurt my wrist. But I have another small board that, let's take a look at it. Grab it real quick. So, you know, you could go small, and I mean, this is small. Here you go. I mean, this is the Ferris sweep. This comes as a PCB, and then you have to solder everything on it. Yeah. And then I 3D printed the case in these little caps here. And then, yeah. But, I mean, this is single file rows. It's got, like, I think 36 keys on it. This takes a lot of learning. But, I mean, they're basically the same, right? I mean... Anyway, yeah. So that's the Ferris sweep, which I love. I keep wanting to do that, and it separates like it should, like it ought. Let's go ahead, get this stuff off to the side before I knock something off my desk. We will deal with you later. You later. So this is we can get rid of the switch information up there, and that's fine. Yeah. What do y'all think? I think that the red line works great on it. I think that the Metropolis space bars work as replacements for the red line space bars. They might be a little bit more blue, but I don't think that it's less noticeable in person than it is in the camera. And then, of course, we can do this. Switch to Bluetooth. Got our little Bluetooth. Let's go ahead and make it do the flashy. And then grab onto it. Add device. Bluetooths. Comes up as Split65 1 because it is the first position. These three are all Bluetooth. Then you have the 2.4 if you switch this to this side, and then you have this is wired. So now we are in our Bluetooth mode, so we can now get rid of this cable, put it off to the side, and we still have the split. You have to have the cable, that cable there. That is not removable in order to have the keyboard work if you want more than one side. You might be able to... QQ. Where you at? Yes. So, as a note, if you wanted to use Via to use this side only as a macro pad, you could reallocate all of these to macros that you put into Via and just use this piece as a Bluetooth macro pad. You can get rid of this cable, you can get rid of this side, and just run it off of that. If you wanted. That's the thing. So handy to know that it will work without it. And then we'll put that up there. We'll come back to you. I think now, so the other day, which would be yesterday, that GMK nightshade set, I ended up putting that on to my QK80, and I think it looks pretty good. There we go. But it made it like a lot clackier. So I was thinking that it's gotten maybe a little bit clackier than I would really want. And since I've been on a red kick recently, I'm like, why don't we instead pull the nightshade, and instead we go with a, I'm gonna put you off to the side, put you off to the side, you back away. Ow. I said put you away. Grab the container. Okay, get you out of the way, put the Ferris out of the way, and then we can move this guy over here in case I need to type something. But this gives us enough room so that I can now unload Nightshade, and we're going to replace it with a red set. We're just going to turn everything into a fire. This keyboard also has HMX Finicky's first encounter switches on it. It is my new favorite switch, and I have it in a lot of boards. You're going off that side. The reason for that actually will go down here. Why not? The reason why they're not going into their normal places, because I always like the framing of using the modifier colors for my tilde as well as my backslash, and will do so whenever afforded the opportunity, and in this case I am, so I will. And since that is my normal, I will make it the one that is on the front. So sometimes when you have a plastic plate, and I say this every time, and you have a tight fit on your switches, like when you have a JMK set that you only mounted the one time, when you pull out your keycap, your switch comes with it. Some are worse. PP plate keyboards are really bad, especially if they have flex cuts. Then, I mean, I've pulled out an entire keyboard's worth of switches with the keycaps on like a high 75. Yeah, here comes more. Top row wasn't too bad. Wasn't all Brad either. I speak in a lot of pop culture references and quotes and stuff like that. If you have any questions as to why I'm saying crazy, feel free to ask. Speaking of which, I'm gonna start playing on a private WoW Classic server. I'm very excited about this. Speaking of nostalgia and pop culture, but it's weird because it has it's a classic server with Wrath of the Lich King, but not Burning Crusade. And I'm like, Burning Crusade came out before Wrath of the Lich King. Why wouldn't you have that? How do you get to the middle levels that take you between the two? And then I realized that when I played through the first time, that's right, I played through the first time, I did not go to the Burning Crusade Isles. I stayed in the mainland. So, except for when I played a Blood Elf, and then obviously I had to, but then I left. I went down and went to freaking Durotar. Orgrimmar. There we go, Orgrimmar. Durotar is the continent, I believe. And this comes out because it doesn't actually fit into anything because it mounts to the side, because these two keys mount to the side because of the ISO support, which is located here. So they kind of have to be all topsy-turvy. This one came out, I don't know why. Just because. If you notice, this one's already set also for gradient. I love gradient RGB on my keyboards. I think it looks nice. But usually within a specific color range, which would be the color range of the keycaps. In this case, it was already set for blue to purple, so I didn't actually change it. And then I decided that I was going to change the keycaps. And so that meant I didn't have to. Well, it meant that I do have to, because I'm going to be changing it to red. Probably a similar red to that one. Maybe. This right there. Oh wait, no. Page up goes over here. Why is this out of order? Get over here. There we go. And then home. So between. Put you back in. A place for everything, and everything in its place. arrows. So, the reason there are 2 Bs in this set is because in the cases of some splits and some Alice style, which is the, it's not actually 2 separate pieces, it's just kind of angled like an ergo keyboard, will often have a B on each side of the split. This doesn't do it because it merges into one keyboard. But fun fact. Fun fact. I don't know how fun it is. It is a fact. I don't even know how fact it is. It's just what I know to be true. These 3 keys are inverted because you can have this with a 6.25 or a 7U spacebar, and then that changes what these keys, what size those keys are. This is a 7U spacebar, which, you know, I think sounds better than the 6.25. Although I've come to begin to believe that a split spacebar sound even better. So the keycaps that we are going to be using on here instead are a die sub set that I got when the key company was going out of sale. Where did I put you? Oh, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. I believe it's called Cabernet. It did not come in this box. I added this box. But I think it looks really nice. Another deep red set. And I think it's going to work with the gray very well. But we'll find out. Just stick with me, everybody. I think this is going to be good. You cannot get this set anymore because the key company went out of sale and they were the only ones who were selling it. You might find it on the aftermarket. It is a really nice set, and let's see. It is only 1.1 millimeters thick. Somewhere. We'll call it 1.2. But it is it's a pretty decent sounding set. Even if it is a little on the thin side, it's not 1 or less, which would be my threshold for suck. Where you got schmutz in you? Hold on. Must remove the schmutz. Here, schmutz. Come here. Quit running. Am I going to take this whole thing apart just to get a piece of plastic? Fill in here. Yes. It's like operation. There we go. Whatever you are, you're over there now. Hopefully you were not integral to the operation of this keyboard. So I actually have a set that, or I have alphas that are actually dark. So instead of the really legible legends, they're almost illegible legends, which I opted not to go with. Surprise. Hey Manic Geek, how are you doing today? I understand you're lurking, but thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. We've already built out the Epomaker Split65 with HMX finicky first encounter switches and GMK Redline. Came out really nice. Wait. Yeah. And now we are replacing. I had yesterday put GMK Nightshade on here, but it kind of clacked up my kind of made this keyboard a little bit too clacky for me. So I'm trying some red. I think this is called Cabernet, and I'll look it up. But this was part of the from the Key Company before it went out of business. I think I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to update the backlight and the different lighting on here, and we'll make it all redified, and then we'll see how well it works with the gray that is this keyboard. Okay, that is this set. Let's see what's on here. You can rest there. Function and super. All right. I think it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get some All right, so we are going to bring back our window capture. So for those of you who are unaware, QWERTY keys for the QK80 Mark II and for the QK101, they have their own fork of VIA that gives the functionality for all of the different pieces. I'm already part of your community. So you come into their web configurator and surprise, surprise, it looks exactly like VIA. All right, well, my Twitch streamers have gone to commercial, so while that's happening, I'm going to jump on over and find out what this set was. Okay, Cabernet Noir is what it was called. Got like 30 seconds. Oh, I'm gonna grab a drink. Ooh. Not sponsored by Coke Zero, but I would take it if they offered. Okay. I could take some of that sweet Coke Zero money. That'd be so awesome. Good stuff. All right, welcome back. So, this set, which is called Cabernet Noir, it's a die sub PBT set. It was sold by the Key Company, who went out of business a little bit ago. But now we're going to look at the lighting here. We got our gradient up, down. We're going to move that on over to more of the red range. There we go. We're going to take our underglow and change it over to red. We'll look at that in a second. Oh, we'll look at it now. So that is these. So let's see. Here we go. No, come back. What are you doing? Come back. There we go. Okay. With my little circuit board design, and then finally the matrix LED. What can we do with that? I can make it yellow-green, but I don't want it yellow-green. I want it. How about over here? How about purple pink? No, I want it red. I want red. There we go. We'll just go with red. All right. I don't think we need. Well, we don't need to change any of our other stuff because I already did that yesterday. Got a pretty straightforward key map. Everything is basically the same except for I put some media controls on it, and I changed print insert to print screen, because insert is the stupidest key ever. So let's do our quick sound test. So this is the QK80 all foams with HMX finickeys first encounter switches and Cabernet Noir die-sub PBT keycaps. Yeah. Yeah, I might kill Matt the spacebar. I think I'm gonna, let's see. That's a little rattly for me. I resolve this issue, which happens especially with the die-sub PBT keycaps by putting in, where the heck is my kill map? Is it okay? Or maybe I'll kill mat it later, since I don't know where I put my kill mat. That's weird. But I will too. Let's pull the kill mat from something else. So kill mat, which is automotive dampening, is this kind of clayish stuff on one side with metal on the other. So be careful if you're going to be using it around your electronic components that they will not make contact. Because, you know, that's how you short out a board. We don't want that. You're going to have a bad time. So you just put it into the spacebar. A little bit on each side. Does add a little bit of weight. So be aware if you're using excessively light switches. And then, yeah, that's more along the lines of what I look for. I like that. That's a good spacebar. Oh, I'll bring it. All right. Bring it back to split. We'll put away the QK. Thanks for joining me with that. And I'll probably tweak that color a little bit. The split is right here. Boom! Look at that. And yeah. There we go. So I did replace the switches and keycaps, as well as fun story. And I'll show this. It actually does split, yes. It rejoins. It's magnetic in the center so that when you rejoin it, it wants to stay together. However, when you pick it up, it's going to do that. So it is Bluetooth as well as 2.4 gigahertz. The 2.4 gigahertz dongle is here. There is not a place for it in the keyboard, which is a little disappointing. And then it supports stepped caps, but there was actually part of the plate that came out over where the step caps was, and I needed to actually cut that out, which I dremeled it. You missed it. It was awesome. I don't know if it was really that awesome, but you know, I don't do that level of modding usually. To make it so that I could put the switch in, because why would Epomaker deny me my step caps? Bastards. Alright, they're not bastards. They sent me this. They sent me this free of charge so that I could show it to all of you. So I put in the HMX Finicky's first encounter switches, and then I dropped GMK Redline on it. And yeah, the result. So I could kill mat these space bars. I don't think they need it. I think I'm starting to lean, like I liked 6.25U when I first started. Then I was like, oh, you know, 7U, that kind of sounds better, especially if I kill mat it. And then I'm like, well, wait, split space bars. They sound even better. They don't even need kill mat. They're just good. So yeah, that's where I'm at now as far as my love of this. This does require the cable in order to use both halves. If you wanted to use just this half as a macro pad, for instance, you could. It operates independently and does not need the cable to function. So if you pull this out, move this over here, and you switch this to Bluetooth, now you have a macro pad. Now it's connected. Trust me when I say this is working, because it is. And it looks cool because I have the Finicky's first encounter switches, which have milky tops, so it grabs the RGB and basically makes the entire thing just glows. Which I think is a really cool effect. Anyway. Yes. So if you wanted to use that just as a macro pad, it is kind of expensive for a macro pad at $120. Currently on sale for $110. It has a plastic top. It has an iron bottom. Yeah, I mean, I'm not used to it. I think that I could use it better in this configuration where I'm not actually angling it, because I'm not a touch typist. So I would still need to look down and try to figure out where everything is, and that makes it harder because, like, I want to go over here for that or this. I do that. I even do that for this, because I don't type properly. But if you're a regular typist and you're not interested in the tinting, it's got a good 7-degree angle. It's a straight-on wedge design. Like I said, it's a plastic top, iron bottom, with a spray coat on it. It is not modder friendly. The screws to get into the case are located underneath adhesive feet. And so, dude, this is a brand new desk mat. After the debacle that was the feet on my, iron. Like literally it says it's an iron bottom, not steel, iron. I thought that was kind of interesting as far as the material goes, but why wouldn't you just use steel or aluminum? I don't know. Anyway, actually, it's probably to add some weight, because this is under, this is like 1.7 pounds, so not terribly heavy, which is good if you're going to be carrying it with you on the go. But as far as, using it on your desk, you want something with a little bit more weight to it. This is not that cat. So yeah, this is that board. Let's go ahead and plug it in so that we can all enjoy. So this is the, if you notice this changed color for a minute, that is to show that it is connected via wired. Your Bluetooth are listed here. They'll flash blue. This is your 2.4 gigahertz dongle, which will flash green. Confirming. Which will flash green when it's trying to connect. And then this goes to red, which you can't really tell because the top of the keyboard, or the lights on the keyboard, are already red. But yeah, this is pretty neat. Pretty neat. There you go. I will probably try to run this a little bit personally, just to see if I can get used to this kind of split. And now that I've started to think that just having it straight but split would help, and then maybe starting to angle it as time goes on, kind of working myself into it. Trying to get to the point where I want a Neo Ergo, because the Neo Ergo is a beautiful keyboard, but I won't get one because I would never use it. Maybe this is the gateway drug that I need. The knock free was not, because the typing angle that it had legit hurt my wrists from after using it for like 2 minutes, and I just needed to stop. And then I could have it flat, but it had a 0-degree typing angle when flat, and I didn't want that. This is, like I said, 7-degree typing angle, so that's nice. It doesn't need tinting, and yeah, and I think it looks great. It looked all right with the original keycaps that were on it, which were these little die sub jobbies that are 1.4 millimeters thick. So you could totally stick with the stock configuration. Come here. That was flamingo switches or wisteria switches, and then these die sub PBT, basically a dark blue gray gradient keycap set, which I actually own a whole set of those that is a little bit thicker than that at 1.6 that I got from KP Republic. So if you like this colorway, which is basically gradient from here we go, from that to that to just one more. Here we go. it goes kind of through this gradient. Then you don't need to buy this keyboard if you don't want. If you want, buy the keyboard. But you can get the keycap set from KP Republic for pretty cheap, like $25, I think. So that is the board. Oh! I turned my music back on. Gotta be spooky. So yeah, that's this board. What do y'all think of it? You think it's interesting? Is it intriguing? Obviously, some of y'all are intrigued by the split. Do some of you already have splits? Thinking about it? Have you tried them and hate them? Let's see. What else do I have coming up? Well, there's the ASCII F that hopefully we'll get here at some point. Last I heard, somebody told me that they were working on the case that's going to come in. If he has any status updates on the ASCII F. Well, he doesn't, that I can see. Anyway, yeah, no. What is the keyboard that you've seen before and done way better? Because I'm curious at the price range. Like, again, this is $120, which is kind of pricey. I think it's about $30 overpriced for what you get. But I'm curious as to whether or not there's something else in the same price range that people might want to be aware of. I mean, I'm not... Again, they sent this to me to show off, and show off I have, and I think that it represents well. I think for me, it needed the mods that I did to it. Well, mods, the changes that I made to it, which is to say the keycaps and switches. It would be nicer if these two modules were independent of each other, so that you could remove this cable as well as this cable. That would be nice. Obviously, denying me my step caps is like, you know, a jank move. And but you know, the fact that it supported step caps and I was able to modify the plate with a Dremel like substance is fine. But you know, I think as far as, you know, a budget keyboard goes, they're old now, but don't know the exact price. Well, I mean, if it's like the only things that come to mind for me that I've seen recently are like the like I said, the what is it? The knock-free keyboard, which is let's see, hold please. So there's this. Kibio has a couple. The Q-Frequency, not frequency. Which is a full kit. But it's an acrylic case for $80. Oh, hey, why aren't I sharing? Sharing is caring, everybody. Oh, that's why. Excuse me. Why aren't you showing up? All right, I'll delete you. There we go. I just need to switch off a bit and back. Okay, that worked. And so, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm really just not seeing a whole lot as far as, because there's this guy, which is a complete kit for $79, but it is not, but it's like a stacked acrylic case, if you like that. It's just, I don't know that it's better. And that's Kibio. Obviously, the Split65 is at the top, and that's what we're going to find a lot of right now. That is not actually a thing. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice option. It is something not the norm. You could, well, this is 300. I think that is actually the, so here's another one, but it, yeah, if you're looking for something that is not so this is the knock free, and this is in the same range, but it is still more expensive, but it tints but doesn't have a typing angle. Get out of here, cat. Not you. You're awesome, pal. So I took a look at this one, and it friction fits together, and it does not lock together. So I think it's, as far as this connectivity piece, it's actually kind of lamer. And then the tinting that it did, which I think was a straight 5 degree, hurt my wrists in like 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, when I was trying to use it. And so I couldn't use the tinting, and then it was 0 degree typing angle otherwise, and I didn't like that either. This is a 7-degree typing angle. So I think as far as the market goes, there's a place for it. And then obviously we have the big boy. Yeah, go there. And then there's this. So this has a typing angle as well as tinting. So, but I mean, it's 2, maybe even knocking on 2.5 times the cost. Granted, it's better in just about every way. It does do true 3-piece or 2-piece. So these 2 pieces will both be wireless to the receiver here. The fact that the knob is located on the receiver is awesome. Yeah. So if you have the money and you're interested in this, get the QK Alice Duo. It's just better. If you don't have that money and you want to work with a split 65, yeah, this is certainly a good option. And the fact that you can join it into a single piece and just use it as a straight 65% keyboard, I think is actually even better. You know, and again, the knock free does it, but it does it at a 0-degree typing angle, which is supposed to be the way that you type. Ergonomically, people, at least I've heard, that 0-degree or even inverted is better for you. I don't buy it, but yeah, I think this fills a niche in the market, which is why I asked for them to send this to me, because of that specific reason. It has its shortcomings, but overall, I think that it is a I think it's a wonderful addition if it's something that you're interested in. If you think you might like the split, it is better for you. You can set it up like this so that your hands are resting and you're not bending your wrists. So if your wrists normally set like this, like mine do, then you can do that. Takes some getting used to, but I mean, anytime you make a change, it's going to take some getting used to. I think that the stock configuration is a little hollow, but not bad for beginners. If you're a little bit more advanced and you're interested in it, obviously change out the switches to something that's more of your liking. This is not modder friendly again, and I'm reiterating that. I'm not going to go into this thing because I'm not going to pull off those adhesive feet, because I know the second I do, they're just not going to want to go back on, and I'm going to be sitting there going wobble, 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 and that's not where I want to be these days. As opposed to robble, 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 which, you know, the Hamburglar used to say. For those of us who remember the Hamburglar. Again, pop culture references. Woohoo! That is everything I had for the stream. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to see? Any of my other keyboards they want me to break out? Like the Agar? If not, then I will see about finding us a raid channel to go to. But yeah, overall, I would give this keyboard a thumbs up if this is what you're looking for and you don't want to spend a lot of money. Out of the options that I know are available, this would be the keyboard that I would choose personally, because the Keyvio, I'm not as big a fan of stacked acrylic keyboards. They're alright, they're just not my cup of tea. I have some. I have one I'm going to be building at one point that's a solder board, with my brand new Fantech soldering iron that I haven't tried out yet. And then the knock free, we already went with the 0 degree typing angle, or the 5 degree tent is just not my bag. I would love to get a Duo. I just don't have Duo money right now, because as everybody knows, I buy way too much keyboard paraphernalia already. For you guys, that's why I buy it. For you, not for me. No, for you. Which I have some more stuff coming. I have Cherry MX2A switches coming. Some Nixies. Ooh, Nixies. I don't know. Nixies. So I will not be streaming for the next 2 weeks. Next Sunday is the keyboard meetup for the Denver, Colorado, Upper Colorado area keyboard club. So I will be at that when I'm normally streaming. Well, actually, I will be coming home when I'm normally streaming, because it's from 12 to 3. And I start streaming at 3. But I am not going to stream right when I get back from there, because, I usually am standing up the whole time, and I'm old and my back hurts and stuff and such. But and then the following week is going to be Denver Fan Expo. So I will be going to meet the actors and actresses and actresses for The Flash, and stuff and such. And John Cena, probably not, but maybe he'll be there. I won't probably see him though. Alan Tudyk is going to be there. Oh, he's a guy who does a great panel. So next 2 weeks I will be out, and then I will be coming back the week after. By then I should either hopefully have the Photon or the ASCII F. If I have the ASCII F, I will stream that first. If not, I will stream the Photon, only because the ASCII F is cool AF and I want to build it. So, since nobody's had anything for me, I will see if I can find us somebody to raid. Earlier there was somebody streaming keyboards. Looks like somebody is building a Keychron. Look at that. Interesting. A Southpaw Keychron. Let's go do it. Have a great one, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in 3 weeks. Or online all the time, where I am all the time. Thanks. Bye.
That's a tough one, really. Boca 10,